So I know I did a post already today. So I wanted to talk about different types of products since we are in cleaning season mode. And excuse the shadow because that's my tree. I don't want the sun to hit me. So when you're looking for products, you need to look at the ingredients. Most places won't post all of their ingredients, but if you see sodium content, please ignore it. Bleach has a high sodium content. You do not want your tombstone looking like our streets in Pennsylvania, pothole-tastic. That is my rule of thumb. I have a couple visualizations that I have from some older materials from the NCPTT that you can take a look at that will pretty much show you what happens. If sodium content gets into your stone, it's going to cause cracking. I always say, just look at a road. During the wintertime, we put lots of salt on our roads in Pennsylvania, and it gets into the roads, it cracks, and we all complain about potholes. So we don't want potholes on our tombstones. That being said, on the other end of that, where sodium can go through the stone, the idea behind cleaning is to create no deterrence through the stone and keep it as natural as possible. You want that rain to come through and wash out any of that gunky, yucky stuff. You want that sodium to be able to go right in, right back out, with minimal crystallizations sticking inside your stone. So that being said, if you are cleaning tombstones and you're new to it and you want to look up materials, if you go out onto Amazon and you type in headstone cleaners, you're going to find a whole bunch of them. One of them is a monument headstone. It's a black container. I forget exactly the name. I have it out on my blog of what not to use because it actually has mylar in it. Mylar is waterproof. And if you're looking at something that says waterproof or sealant, you do not want to use that. It's going to deter the natural water elements from coming into the stone and going through it. That means that water is going to get trapped in your stone. And Pennsylvania has freeze-thaw cycles like crazy, obviously, because we have winter, just like northern Maine and everyone. It's not as drastic, but you do not want to use anything that's going to stop the flow of that water coming in and out of your stone. You want it to evaporate. Sorry, I don't know why I said evaporate. But you want it to come through your stone. You don't want it to stop. Now, the only exception to this rule is, say, you have a monument that its foot fell off, and it's a statue with a foot, like an angel, and it broke off. That is a particular treatment where you have to attach it back with limestone. That is going to create a barrier. Those barriers are okay because they're necessary to be able to fix it. You're not going to be able to attach it with something that's going to have material to go through. Now, obviously, that limestone will have a little bit of porous material to it, or whatever you attach to it. Those fixings will fix. But you are technically creating a barrier there. So you're going to see some issues with that. But if you do it good enough, it should stay for a while. Those types of repairs, I personally am not trained on yet. I am working on getting that done, but I'm not quite at that point where I need to do that. There's not that many monuments of that nature in my area of Lycoming County. So, and I haven't been asked to do any big giant monuments. Now, that's not to say that there's obelisks and there's tall column structures that need done, but I'm just not quite there yet. And that is my personal level. I want to work with the smaller stones until I actually have that appropriate training and that appropriate knowledge that my trainers have and my people before me have. There are monument cleaners that have been out there a lot longer than I have, and I would trust their processes. Obviously, if they're saying use something that's not approved by NCPTT, I would not trust them because they don't have that training, even though the NCPT is 10 years behind. So we would like to keep that in mind when we're looking at people who are repairing monuments. If they're just going to do a quick fix, you don't want to do that. If they're going to talk about using a pressure washer on your 7th great-grandmother's tombstone, then you want to stay clear of those people. They are not meant for small tombstones. But back to the mylar thing, anything that's a sealant you don't want to use. You do not want to use that at all. It's going to destroy your stones. It's going to essentially, over time, cause your stone to crack and break and deteriorate away. Our goal as a tombstone restoration, cleaning, preservation, everything under the sun, is to make sure that those stones last a lifetime. They've been here 100 years. Who are we to stop them from being here another 100 years? I mean, obviously you can't stop nature, but we have stone monuments that are weathered that we never touched, and they still look gorgeous. So keep those in mind. You do not want sealants. Sealants are a bad thing. Happy Wednesday.